Well, I think it's, the creative side of things, whether it's art or music or something like that, you need that creativity to see stuff that other people don't see. You'll see, because if your brain is trained to be creative, you'll find creative solutions. You'll find a solution. It's a nice job, but it's like you don't have time to go do something else. You don't have time to do the necessary things for the business. You don't have time or the energy to do those things, the mental energy. So by not doing the product delivery, in this case, guitar lessons, you have the mental energy to do other things and work on other things within the business.
Before I hop into that, because I have a few questions about that, I want to ask, you mentioned earlier that the office manager is the one doing sales or closing the deals, which is amazing. And it's really up to you if you want to share this. I'm not gonna force you to share anything you don't want, but one of the because we are a group of learners. My listeners are entrepreneurs or people who want to make their side hustle their main business, and they have no clue as well as to how am I gonna give commissions to my opener, my closer. What's your commission structure look like with your salespeople and your office manager?
Sure. So the office manager, so no one really gets commission. The teachers get a percentage of every lesson, right? So they're getting, say, 30% of the cash goes to them. But like the people who are working the phones in the office, I mean, they're just, like the office manager is just the office. I mean, it's important. I don't want to diminish what she does, but she doesn't get paid for closing the deals per se, to a certain extent. From the marketing funnels we put people in, they sort of arrive pre-sold. Like they're ready to see, okay, does this fit? So yeah, we don't pay our telephone people, they don't get a commission. They're hourly workers.
Got it. And that is because of the business structure wherein you have.
So this, music lessons, I mean, dance classes are $68 a month. Music lessons are $152 a month. This isn't like trying to get someone to drop $10,000 where you got to, you got to bring them in the closing room. The real value of this is the lifetime value of a client. If someone spends $150 a month with you, $1,800 a year, and they stick around for 10 years, they're going to spend $18,000. It's really like you're really playing a long game.
Right. Aside from taking your name off the wall and stepping back on the sales process, what other things did you fully commission or fully delegate so that you can work on the business rather than in the business?
Yeah. Well, and I think it was gradually, because I started out doing everything. So the first thing I took myself out of was any kind of the front end customer service type of thing and organizing the office. So that was kind of the first thing. Then it was hiring other teachers to take some of the students. Then it was having some teachers take all of them and being able to completely step back. And then as the marketing became more complicated, I got into doing websites, really digital marketing. We first started getting into it in 1996. And back then it was AOL homepages. There was no Google. People forget that Google didn't exist. You really couldn't find anything on the web. So you had these weird AOL homepages and, or like if you had a website that, you could have like one page. Not everybody had email, stuff like that stuff people didn't have. But for us, we said, okay, we built a website, we built a homepage. And so I learned how to build websites, not doing code, but like templates, right? Like whatever, GoDaddy website. We learned how to do that. And so as I learned that, I learned what worked and what didn't work. That was something eventually I found somebody to do that for me. So someone else does the websites now. I talk to them about it, and talk about the content and things like that. But I stepped back from that. So gradually you sort of can step out of different roles. I'm very actively involved in our Google advertising and our Facebook advertising. Someone else actually does our Facebook advertising, but it's something I'm involved in as far as messaging and the images and what are we presenting to the customers. But I'm not the one actually uploading the picture and typing things in. So you're able to you still need to be there, but you're doing maybe a different thing. Strategic work, I guess, would be the term people use.
That's really good stuff. Now, a lot of people are trying to figure out. I know I did. Like, what are the things that I'm able to quit? And you gradually quit stuff. I quit being the janitor early on. I quit being customer service representative early on. So, completely right in that. And how did you come upon the idea that I needed to evolve my marketing? So, a lot of people, when they're doing yellow pages they get stuck at Yellow Pages. Up to today, I know some people who are still using the digital Yellow Pages, EYP, and they're stuck there. So how did you get out of your comfort zone and say, I need to evolve my marketing? Being a door-to-door sales guy, tapping all of these guitar salespeople ain't working that well anymore.
Yeah, well, it became over the course of time. It was like right after I did the business cards and the sales, I did classified ads in newspapers. It was a local newspaper in Chicago. Eventually, I learned how to write. I bought a book on newspaper ads, and I was doing full page advertorials. Like giant full page newspaper ads, where it was like the advertorial format, where I basically wrote an article about myself. We did that. We learned how to do things like door hangers. We learned, we just started experimenting, reading marketing books constantly. I don't know if I even might have one of our door hangers here. I don't know but there's stacks of stuff. Oh, here you go. So I happen to have one. So we put these on every door, and we go into a town and it's like literally, and I have it because we're going to do it again. But this side has the dance classes on it, and this side has the music classes on it. And at the bottom, we have our logo and everything. Oh, this is an older one. So this is before people use websites. We had a 24-hour info line. So you could call in here like a recorded information about the school.
Wow.
We just kept adding things, and always, I'm one of those people who always has a stack of books they're reading, marketing books, things like that. And so there were Dan Kennedy, J. Conrad Livison, Jay Abraham, all these people who always had ideas. And some of them were like, you should be doing this, like conceptual things. And sometimes there were books where it was like, you should do this. You should hang up a door hanger. Here's like 10 different things you could do. And so that was really helpful, reading books about stuff like that. And then it's funny because during the pandemic, we were shut down, because of COVID. And it was the panic. Everyone was panicking. It was like, okay, well, we need to do everything we can to get the business going, like keeping clients coming. Because we were super reliant on Google and Facebook and things like that. Those are the biggies now. So I sat down one day and I started writing everything down. I was like, okay, what's every possible way I could do to get clients? And so I was talking to her, and then I started typing it. I said, okay, well, I'm not going to handwrite, I'm going to type it. And I was writing. I was talking to a friend of mine, my graphic designer, Laura Hoffman, and she said, wow, you just wrote a book on marketing. And I was like, you're right, I did. So I actually wrote them down, and I actually did create a book called Marketing During Tough Times, 56 Ways to Market Your Business That Won't Break the Bank. And it's all these different ways to market your business that were free. And so amazing. I literally, I just wrote down everything, business cards, banners, door hangers are in here, postcards, public relations, I'm flipping through it, email marketing, blogs, podcasts, writing books, doing podcasts, the different places we would go, trying to customer loyalty cards, referrals. We went after private schools, daycare centers, places of worship like churches, continuity programs. I literally did them all. And so that was just how we kept the business going. And so, it's a book. And any of your listeners there's an opt-in box on my website, I'll just send you the book. It's a PDF form, and you guys are welcome to check it out.
Yeah, we'll have that in the show notes. I saw it in your website that you are giving
anybody. And it's free. I'll just give it to anybody who wants to check it out. Totally,
Amazing. That is amazing. And so this pandemic has proven to be a challenge. By the way, kudos to you. You're one of the very few people I know who is really good in music and loves music and is a business person through and through, because you are. You read books, you keep on growing, you keep evolving your marketing methods, you turned everything into a system that works for you and you don't even have to work in it now. That is amazing. That is amazing. You're proof that people who are creative, people who love business and art can be business people.
Yeah, and a lot of it is that, when you think of Steve Jobs, I love Steve Jobs. He didn't go to business school, right? He studied art and calligraphy and dropped out of school, right? But he didn't go to school for coding. He didn't go to school for accounting, any of that, and everyone says what a terrible manager he was. He was a mean guy. But I think it's, the creative side of things, whether it's art or music or something like that, you need that creativity to see stuff that other people don't see. You'll see, because if your brain is trained to be creative, you'll find creative solutions. You'll find a solution.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, and since you're here, can you do me a favor? Can you hit on the subscribe button and hit the bell button and select all notifications so that whenever we have a new video, you're going to be the first one to know. Until then, keep leading.
But I think for Filipinos, even more people
like maybe more than 60% of Pinoys, the last book they've ever read is in college. So it might be tough for you to sell online courses here because not a lot of people are invested in their personal growth.